The podcast you are about to listen to contains at least one of the following: strong language, disturbing topics, abusive opinions, generally things that aren't appropriate for little kids or overly sensitive people. So, if any of that stuff's going to get your nose out of joint, this is your chance to turn it off.
Feelings don't matter, so brace yourself tight. He'll lay it down heavy, he'll light up the night. No sugar-coated tales, just cold hard facts. In the realm of opinions, there's no turning back. Listen close or just walk away. But Aaron had to say it, come what may. Here comes Aaron with the truth untold. No holding back, watch the truth unfold. On the podcast airways, feel the righteous sting. You either take it in or let the silence ring.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of I Had to Say It. So we're going to start out as we do by saying to Iceman, Jason, Mike, Tabby, Javier, Fitz McShane, El Jefe, El Devlin, El Morte, to the guys at the Weather Report, to Billy G, to Walt from the B-Raw Podcast, and to Kate, the Duchess of New Jersey. Thank you all for the continued support. It means a whole lot to me that you guys, want to support me. I really mean that. So for a little context this week, we're going to talk about something that just kind of came up. But before I get started, we're going to talk about something I did that I think everybody should do once in a while, and that's I went out of town for a few days. I went to go visit some family up north, completely removed myself from everything, kind of unplugged from social media and just, I still did look at my phone a few times, but for the most part, I just spent time with my family out in the middle of nowhere, just hanging out. It was a really nice time for me, good decompression. I needed it. And when I walked away from things on Thursday evening before I started my little mini vacation, I kind of had a pretty good idea what this episode was going to be about when I did get home. I thought I was going to be talking about the little feud between Trump and Elon because that seemed like a pretty significant thing. It seemed like Elon was going scorched earth. You get two big fucking billionaires with big fucking egos. You can't keep them in the same room for too long. And, it seemed like their little bromance was kind of imploding, and it seemed like something interesting to talk about, not only because I'm not really sure how much of it was legit and how much of it was a performance, a look over here, distraction, whilst the other hand was doing whatever it was doing in the background. I'm still not too sure how I feel about that whole situation because, as of Monday morning, Elon's back to quote tweeting Trump and haven't really heard anything further, and the Donald did have a statement that came out over the weekend that I did recently see that seemed to be kind of more, at least toned back from what we'd expect based on the little vitriol that was going back and forth on social media when I left last weekend. And instead, we have fucking riots in LA once again. Surprise, surprise, the Marxist leftist smooth-brained fucks are acting up again. And it's utterly fucking retarded. I'm at the point I've lost any semblance of patience with this. It's all due to ICE raiding different places in LA. And you have literal swarms of fucking people, like tens of thousands of fucking people on the ground, burning they got Waymo taxis, the driverless taxi system they're trying to put in place out there, torching these fucking electric vehicles. Assholes every which way are throwing around fucking bricks. There's pallets of bricks once again, just like in the summer of 2020. Pallets of bricks mysteriously showing up at these fucking protests, and I'm using really fucking heavy air quotes here. And pallets of cinder blocks. You've got these fucking masked up assholes chucking bricks at police, chucking bricks and cinder blocks at their vehicles, chucking them at individual officers. There was a whole bunch of LAPD officers trapped under an overpass. There were people chucking shit down at them from the overpass. Again, all in the name of stopping illegal immigrants from being deported. And, you got to understand that in a city of LA, 10 million fucking people in this city, roughly 10% of them, 1 in 10, are fucking illegal. And that's the reported number. So it's probably fucking more like 15 or 20%. So you're talking 1 to 2 million fucking people in this city that are here illegally and at risk of being deported. Now, jaded, cynical Aaron says the leftists, and we know California is overrepresented in Congress right now because they count illegals towards populations counts. Whether they're voting or not, they're still counting them as population, so that still affects the number of representatives they get. So California stands to lose, 3 to 5 representatives if all these fucking illegals get shipped out. Now, they still have unsecure elections where it's still illegal to require voter ID, so the voter fraud will remain rampant in California whether the fucking illegals are here or not. But when you can't count them for your census, they are going to lose fucking representation, lose leverage, and lose power in fucking Congress. And scaling back the Democrats', tenuous grasp on anything even further. So that's why the leftists are out here, and every fucking yammering politician out of California, every fucking yammering Democrat fuckwad in the country right now is trying to somehow blame all this shit on Trump. It's Trump's fault that these fucking assholes in LA are burning and assaulting and looting because, yes, every store in the area is getting fucking cleaned out as we speak. It's not not hyperbole. It's not fucking exaggeration. It's being documented. You can see it anywhere online. And people are posting videos of fucking vehicles being burned in LA, and Gavin Newsom's response is, oh, well, that was in 2020. That was still on your watch, asshole. And over the weekend, I've been playing a lot of catch-up today because today is Monday. I'm home from vacation. I'm trying to get this shit done. And so Newsom, over the last, 36 hours, or no, less than that. I'm sorry. My math is off. I'm still on vacation brain. And over the last, let's say 23 hours, give or take, has been, just tweet after tweet after tweet or post or whatever you want to call them, repeating the same rhetoric over and over. This is not our fault. This is Trump's fault. This is Trump's plan. This is Trump's, he's trying to use this to escalate. He's national ground. And Trump is talking about, federalizing the National Guard to take control of the situation because Newsom has done fuck all to regulate what's going on here. I mean, he's basically been encouraging it, and he keeps saying, well, peaceful, and the media's peaceful protest, There's nothing peaceful about what's going on. It's literally an invasion of foreign nationals at this point, assaulting federal officers going about the course of their duties. And it comes back to shit I've already talked about ad nauseum, where if you want to be protesting, saying you deserve to stay here, you shouldn't be out there waving another country's flag. And that's all you're seeing here. People destroying the American flag, waving Mexican pride flags, which, by the way, the current Mexican flag has only been in use for 60 years, 56 years, something like that. So it's not like some deeply rooted traditional symbol or anything else. It's fucking ridiculous. But if you look more closely, you also see a lot of Palestinian flags and pro-Hamas shit floating around in these crowds because it's the same bunch of retards. The same bunch of worthless, layabout, paid protesters from the left and fucking illegals who are here destroying shit. And my stance has always been pretty simple. We need to streamline this process for coming here legally. It should not take, a decade and tens of thousands of dollars to become a United States citizen. It should be for people that want to be here and want to come here legally and pledge your allegiance to the United States and naturalize and become part of the United States. It should not be a fucking nightmare to get that done. Howsoever, if you want to come here, spit on the state that you're sponging off of, be a freeloading parasite, be a worthless fucking sack of shit. You want to publicly state that your allegiance is to your home country, that you are fighting tooth and nail to not get sent back to. We don't deal with hypocrisy. We don't deal with stupidity, or at least we shouldn't. And the permissive fucking forgiving, oh, well, they're just misunderstood horseshit is what's led us to this in the first place. I personally, I am out of tolerance. I am out of forgiveness. I am out of patience for these fucks. This is an active assault on our way of life. This is an open attack on the United States values, United States beliefs. It's being mismanaged by some commie fuck in Gavin Newsom and his fucking hair gel. It's being misrepresented by the criminal liberal media. It's being utterly fucking underreported because ABC and NBC and MSNBC are still reporting this shit as, it's just protests. And one station, ABC, went so far as to say it's just people out having fun watching vehicles burn. A fucking actual reporter had the audacity to say it was the problem with the violence is because the military is on the ground and the National Guardsmen activated, because otherwise it was just these people peacefully watching cars fucking burn. And you have these libtard morons out here who are defending it, saying things like, oh, well, it's just property damage. What does it matter? Yeah, people who don't actually pay for their own way in the world, whether they're living off their parents' fucking dime or they're sponsored by some USAID-funded Soros bullshit, people who don't actually have to earn their fucking livings and earn their way in the world don't respect property rights. They don't respect value to things that are earned because they've never earned a fucking thing in their life. They're entitled, whiny, puling cunts, and I'm sick to death of these fucking people. Now, me personally, if I had my druthers about it, I would say just wall these fuckers up and let them eat themselves. Let them die at their own hands, because just put up a cordon around there, surround them, and keep them there until they fucking collapse. Because without leadership, without support, without financing, without funding, without people giving them supplies, they'd be fucked real fucking fast, because none of them are creative or useful in terms of bringing things other than destruction and chaos to the fucking table. None of them are equipped to fucking keep themselves functional after a certain point. And like I said, you've got these morons out here like looting the Jordan store and shit like that. It's utterly fucking retarded. Obviously you must have needed those cell phones to feed your families. That's why you're out there during the ICE protests. And I'm using, again, real heavy air quotes, protests my ass. And then, you look at the way the fucking media is reporting on this. You look at every fucking liberal cunt stain on social media right now, and it's more of the same shit. It's not their fault. They're not to blame. They're not responsible for their fucking actions. Orange man bad, military bad, ICE bad, enforcing this country's laws, rules, and beliefs bad. Everything bad about what this country stands for that allows you to have that inflated fucking ego and that ridiculous detachment from reality that makes you think your stupid ass bullshit somehow holds sway or is valid. And then you stop and you look at most of the pictures come out of this protest. Like I said, Mexican flags and Palestinian flags fucking everywhere, which ironically enough are all the same colors too, green, white, red. Maybe unrelated, maybe just kind of a theme here that's, this is why the left pushes for this shit. They're trying to enforce an actual color revolution. It's fucking ridiculous. Then you've got like these fucking, worthless, decrepit Muppet Maxine Waters trying to go into an ICE facility because she's here to do her due diligence and audit and darker, and they slam the door in her face, which was lovely. And then I'm so frustrated I can hardly speak at this point, which is kind of counterproductive to putting out a podcast episode, but at the same time, I'm watching this shit happen, and it's utterly retarded. And I know it's like right around the corner for me, because what's going on in California is going to happen in Illinois. Illinois is doing its best to beat California to the fucking bottom. And our governor here, the worthless, bloated, jelly-filled fuck muppet who thinks he's got a chance at the White House, when realistically all anyone would have to do is look at this shithole state with the highest individual tax burden in the fucking country and the worst public services on the planet, more or less. Unless you're an illegal, in which case they'll bend over backwards to hand you everything you could possibly want. That worthless fuck is, I'm sure, going to be complicit, because he was already calling for people to be out in the streets and not give any Republicans a moment's rest, and all the other divisive horseshit rhetoric that was pouring out of his fat fuckhole face. And they're already circulating, plans for protests for Chicago and all this. Frankly, I feel the same way about Chicago that I do about L.A. right now, and pretty much every other Democratic stronghold shithole in this country. I say we just wall them off and let them fucking burn to the ground. They don't really provide anything of any real worth to the country anymore. Fuck them. Let them eat themselves. I don't fucking care. Don't bring that shit to the suburbs. I'll just say that. Period, point blank. I really don't see this spilling out well outside of these deep blue shitholes. And ultimately, and Newsom with his fucking rhetoric, I gotta be honest, his stupidity has trumped JB this week, because he's out here, and it started out strong where he's, this is Trump's fault for sending in ICE agents to disrupt our city. And the LAPD had it under control. No, the fuck they didn't. They were pinned down under a fucking overpass while fucking illegals threw bricks at them off the overpass, which could legitimately have killed any of them, disabled several of their vehicles by smashing the windshield so the police couldn't see to fucking drive. But yeah, Gavin, you had it really under control. That's why you're so pissy that he decided to mobilize the National Guard. And then, he goes from that to, well, Tom Homan's talking about that. Let's just get cut to the chasing. Arrest me. I'm not scared. So Newsom makes this stupid-ass statement about 12 hours, 14 hours later. We're filing lawsuits against Trump for what he's doing for mobilizing the National Guard because we didn't ask for it. And then all the Democrat governors agree that Trump's out of line. Of course they do. You're all towing the same party rhetoric bullshit that is subversive to the values of this fucking country. Nobody cares if every Democrat governor agrees with you because you're all fucking retards. I'm so frustrated at all of this shit. I really am. I'm so tired of the stupidity. I'm so tired of the wanton just diving headlong into bullshit that is against all of your own best interests, and every smooth-brained leftist fuck who's out here echoing these talking points, every pathetic white suburban liberal wine box drinking motherfucking bored housewife who's out here saying, oh, well, everyone, there's no such thing as illegal people, and this is why our government bad, and I don't know how to function as a normal human. I feel guilty for not having anything of actual value or worth in my life and not contributing to society, so I have to sit here and virtue signal so all my woke leftist wine drunk fucking friends will feel sympathy and know I'm a great person and tell me how special I am, and secretly I want them all to be jealous of me because I'm more specialer than they are, but I don't actually provide any worth or value to the world, but I want to be acknowledged like I do. So I'm going to do all this pointless, worthless, self-defeating horse shit in the name of striking down literally the only country on the fucking planet where you could conceivably have these fucking beliefs, because everywhere else, every other country on the fucking planet, you can't just come in all willy-nilly. The citizens aren't going to welcome you in to do your own shit and wave your country's flags on their sovereign territory. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that because, the UK and most of Europe seems to be more than welcoming of the third world coming in to do that. But again, it's because all these countries are run by these retarded leftist fucks. These globalist, Marxist sacks of shit who see the entire world as we're the elite ruling class and everyone else is here for our subservience, and the only way we can maintain that status is by keeping, the average motherfucker in their place, and we do that by importing the third world who does not share our values, who will be a constant source of conflict, struggle, and strife, and keep these people down so they don't step on our fucking necks the way we're stepping on theirs. It's really not a complicated game plan, and you have to be fucking retarded to fall for it. And it's so disappointing and such a fucking failure of humanity that we have potentially the greatest country on earth. And in a lot of ways, it still is the greatest country on earth, but we've become so permissive and so forgiving towards these retarded fucks that we've allowed them to corrupt it from its core outwards. And our base ideals, the ideas that allow them to have these horse shit beliefs that they are constantly spitting on and saying, they're dangerous, they're a threat. The belief structure that allowed them to develop this weak-minded mentality is a fucking threat to the globalist order or whatever other fucking horse shit they're trying to subscribe to. And they don't even understand or want to understand, because acknowledging the truth of the matter would require way more self-awareness than any of these fucking retards possess, and B, it would require a fundamental crack in their their armor, their belief structure that tells them they are good and they are valuable and they are right. Because reality and what they believe aren't even on fucking handshake terms anymore. And they just keep blindly marching along, and you've got all these fucking retard leftist shills out here trying to act like, oh, well, these are just people engaging in their First Amendment rights to peacefully protest. First off, if you're not a citizen, I don't give a fuck about your rights to peacefully protest, because you're not here legally. You're not privy to all the rights and regulations and everything else that people who came here the right way deserve to be accessing to. People who want to be part of this country have access to. People that came here to assimilate and to become Americans have access to. If you are here pledging loyalty to whatever third world shithole you came from, I don't have an iota of sympathy for you. I don't give a fuck about your inalienable rights. I don't care about your base humanity at this point because you're spitting in the face of the place you came. You chose to come. If you love your third world shithole so fucking much, fucking go back. And if you are so sympathetic, if you were born here, if you're an American citizen by birth or by naturalization or any other fucking method, and you think America is such a rotten fucking place and you think all these other shitholes are so fucking fantastic and we have to be so welcoming and accepting of their way of life over our own, fucking get out. I am tired of playing nice. I am tired of acting like these people deserve better treatment than what they're getting. They are all getting better than they deserve. They are all being treated with a fairness and a balanced approach that they would never in a million years render unto people they don't agree with. The fact that the people in the center and the people on the right tolerate these absurd fucking beliefs out of these morons and let them spout them just haphazardly without consequence or fucking any sort of redressment of the fucking just logical fallacies, emotional fucking horseshit manipulation that they put through, and all the other retardedness that comes out of these just utterly sad sack, worthless motherfuckers in the name of undermining the very value structure that allows them to exist in the first fucking place. And not a single one of them possesses the self-awareness or any kind of grounding in reality to understand that's exactly what they're doing. Every one of these morons who's sitting there, that wasn't real communism, or, this is how the other countries are better because they have socialized this or socialized that, and darker. Every one of these people operates under the fucking delusion that they would somehow be in a better position than what they have here under these other systems, when in reality, they're useful fucking idiots. And once they run the course of their utility, they are no longer required. They don't create, they don't produce, they don't generate anything of worth other than discord, dissent, and fucking chaos. And once the chaos is no longer necessary because the fucking people who have been manipulating them to this point have cemented their positions of power and authority, they are no longer necessary, and they are generally the first ones up against the fucking wall once things are said and done. Look at what happened in China during the Color Revolution. As soon as all the intellectuals were fucking outlived their usefulness because the communism had taken hold and the fucking Communist Party had established their fucking stranglehold on the government, every last one of those intellectuals that made it possible were put up against the wall and put a bullet in the back of their fucking heads because they no longer served a purpose. They were no longer useful to the party. They had run the course and they were fucking cast aside because that's what you do with useful fucking idiots once they are no longer useful. Yeah, this whole situation pisses me off. If you can't tell. Oh, and speaking of useful idiots, apparently Greta Thunberg in her current leftist-fueled horseshit, because she's 22 or whatever now, it still looks like she's 14, but that's running its course real quick too. She's looking rough. They shipped her off to Palestine, and I don't know if they're going to try and make a martyr out of her because she was captured by Israel. She's trying to report that she was kidnapped. You weren't kidnapped, bitch. You were warned. You were there on a political mission to interfere with an ongoing military operation. You're here you think you have all these fucking guaranteed rights and everything. And again, it's this elitist fucking, there are no consequences for my actions because obviously I'm the main character. And this dumb cunt got thrown in prison, and fuck her. I hope she rots there. I hope they don't let her go. I hope, she's out there saying they need her and her crew need to be, ransomed and released because they're being held hostage. Like, no, bitch, you violated international waters. You did shit. You put yourself into a war zone, and you face consequences for that. You're not special. You're not unique. I think the fucking left was probably hoping that she got killed in the process so they could make a martyr out of her because, the older she gets, the less utility she has as a useful fucking idiot. And, I don't know. The whole situation's pissing me off. I'm killing my entire good vibes that I got over the weekend, so I'm getting myself way too angry just dealing with the shit. I'm going to put a pin in it. Love you guys. For now, that's what I had to say. Thanks for listening to another episode, guys. If you liked what you heard, leave a comment, leave a review, leave a rating. Go to ihadtosayitpodcast.com, sign up for the mailing list, interact with the show. Click the links, sign up for the Patreon, join the Discord. Come and interact, be a part of the show. Buy the merch, support your favorite creator. Or support me. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. Till next time.